Welcome dear viewers to the video on topic pilot and pivotal bioequivalence studies in the pharmaceutical industry. Many of the viewers might have come across these terminologies like pilot bioequivalence study and pivotal bioequivalence study. So pilot and pivotal bioequivalence studies are different from each other, and the present video is to enlist the differences between these two B studies. Pilot study is performed in the research phase to finalize the prototype formulation and process, and pivotal bioequivalence study is for the regulatory submission. Pilot B study is performed on the smaller batches, sometimes maybe on the scale-up batch, to understand whether the product will pass in pivotal B or not. Pivotal B study is performed onto the final batches, and exhibit batch samples are used as test sample in the pivotal bioequivalence studies. Let's see the basic differences between these two studies. So objective of pilot bioequivalence is exploratory, gather preliminary data for test formulation and study design. So whatever the formulation is selected as test product and the study design. So pilot B will give you the preliminary data and will provide the basis to go ahead or not with the test formulation and process or not. Pivotal B studies are definitive to establish bioequivalence for regulatory submission. Sample size in pilot B is around 12 to 24 subjects, or maybe less or more considering the case by case basis. And sample size, that means number of subjects, for pivotal B study are more than 24 or 36 or more. So minimum 24 subjects are selected in the pivotal B. Study design for pilot B may be flexible, smaller scale, and may involve multiple formulations. So in pilot B, generally 2-3 formulations of test can be tested so that you can screen the formulations to go ahead for the further development studies. That means you prepared the 3-4 formulations and then tested in the B, so that you can select the best formulation which is passing the pilot B study. But pivotal B study design is rigid, definitive design, and using the final formulation. So pivotal B study to be done with the specific design using the final formulation. Regulatory significance of pilot B. It is informal, not submitted for regulatory approval, but the outcome of the pilot B is included in the product development report so that it will support your formulation development. While pivotal B study data is primary data for regulatory submission. Statistical power for pilot B is low, exploratory estimates variability, while statistical power for pivotal B is high, designed to demonstrate bioequivalence with the statistical significance. The pilot B study may involve multiple test formulations, while pivotal study involves only the final formulation which is to be marketed or commercial formulation. That means the formulation is final and market ready formulation. So this formulation you will be proposed to commercial market. So on that sample or that market ready formulation, the pivotal B is performed. Outcome of use for pilot B is it refines study design, estimates variability, and adjusts the formulation. So you can do some adjustments in the formulation after having the pilot B data. But pivotal study determines bioequivalence and used for the regulatory approval. Compliance with the guidelines for pilot B is flexible and non-binding, while for pivotal B, the compliance with guidelines is required to be strict adherence to the regulatory standards. So these are the basic differences between the pilot and pivotal B studies. As the generic product is required to be bioequivalent to the reference formulation, the pilot and pivotal B studies are performed. So this video gives the information regarding the basic differences between pilot and pivotal B studies. So if you have any questions, please do comment. Thank you for watching the video.